Guys, so I'll be making a quick video here about the Civic. I'm starting to actually work on it again. I do want to get the engine in the engine bay, so I'm trying to do all of the basic things that I should do before the engine is in the bay. Once it's in there, you know, everything else is like Legos. So right now, what I went and done, went to Honda, bought some Honda Bond, because I will be doing the K20a oil pump on this engine. So I did order a K20a oil pump with baffle, chain. I do need to grind it down and everything once it arrives. I want to do that while the engine is out of the car and not when it's in the freaking car and you can't take the timing cover off. Yeah, you gotta take the timing cover off, the chain, everything gotta go. But it's worth the upgrade. You don't have to worry about oil pressure issues and that big bulky, oh my god, pump that they put in there. Still don't understand why they do that. I did go ahead and get a clutch as well. I will show you the clutch in a second, but yeah, let me show you sort of what's going on here. So here is the JDM K24a RSX base model 5-speed transmission. That's the new throwout bearing, or whatever you want to call it. I started cleaning the transmission because it came off a Wisconsin car. As you can see, it started looking a lot better already compared to this nasty salt that's on it. There's the 10-pound flywheel. I just got bolts, so I will be putting the flywheel on today. I'm gonna try to rock the starter off the automatic. I can't remember if I had to change it last time, but that was about 10 years ago. If it doesn't work, whatever, I'll just get another starter. I might leave the intake manifold for now, unless I find an RBC intake manifold for a good deal. I'll throw that on as well. This is a XTD Stage 5 clutch. I've used XTDs before. I didn't have issues. This one here is rated for 500 horsepower. Now, is it gonna hold 500 horsepower? I don't know, but we can always tune to 500. If it starts slipping, we'll just tune her down a little bit until we're ready to go over 500. I gotta get the CRV K24 post mount, or I could just buy a billet one online. They're like 80 to 100 bucks. It'll probably look a lot better. I need the belt tensioner. Not too sure which route I want to go right now. I started cleaning this off too, just so it looks a little bit better. But yeah, I brought out the engine hoist and engine stand because, well, I'm not strong enough to lift this damn thing. So I will lift it with this. I'll throw it up on the stand. I did put some oil in it and lubricated it. Every week I'll come out here, I'll spin the crank, give her a couple of rotations. I'll put it up on the stand, start tearing it apart. By then the oil pump should arrive. Throw that together, and then I just gotta order some mounts so I can throw the motor in. For now, I think I'm just gonna stay with the EK subframe. If I start snapping axles, having issues, then yes, I will do the EG one with different mounts. Not a big deal, but yeah, let's start tearing at this thing and let's see what happens. It's been about 9 or 10 years since I worked on a K series. If you do want to look at those old videos, I do have them when I had the pink engine bay and the black EK hatch. That was a long time ago, and that car was pretty freaking fast. So I'm pretty excited for a K24. Alright, so there's the engine. Of course, I ordered brand new bell housing bolts, and those haven't showed up yet. So I just been opening up every drawer in my garage trying to look for some bolts. I had a bunch of Honda bolts, which I threw away. This one is from the post mount, on the engine side, or I mean on the passenger side. So that's in there. I got that one in. This one is from one of the engine mounts. That's in there. And this one here, it's a hole that goes all the way through. I got a nut on the other side. So I just got to do this one here as well. And then I can release the engine, start taking things apart. I'll probably take off that intake manifold and just buy an RBC right away. It's going to look so much better than that ugly thing. It looks even worse on camera. But yeah, I'm almost done setting that up. And then I'll start taking things apart. All right, got the engine up, drained a little bit of oil, a little bit of coolant, taking the intake manifold off. Let's see what happens here. Ooh, look at that, look at that. Look at that. Oh, of course. It hits right there? Oh. Nope, okay. Dang, this thing is huge. Don't look too bad. Don't look too bad. Huge. It's huge. It's crazy how big of runners Hondas use. Look at that. Look at that. We're going to clean all that up. It's just going to look brand new. You gotta get the pan off. Takes a flathead and a rubber mallet. Just go around and around until you get it off. But that's the big, bulky oil pump I was talking about. It has two freaking like camshafts in it with a gear and everything. It's for vibration purposes, but they don't really even vibrate that much. I've driven RSXs and you can't really feel a difference. So this system sucks. Alright guys, this is how the garage looks and the engine. Basically took off most of the important stuff. The biggest pain in the butt is the crank pulley bolt. Ooh, man, that one was hard. I used the Milwaukee 1700 foot-pounds and on 4, so that's 1700. I put a 19 on there, put a screwdriver in here so this doesn't turn. And man, I'm telling you, my wrist hurts from doing it. But I got it off. Man, 10 years ago, I did not have that thing. And it was a lot harder taking that off. We used a pry bar and everything. And a pipe wrench. Oh my God. So I'm going to throw the valve cover back on just in case, you know, so nothing falls on top of the cams or something like that. Got a little mess going on in the garage. I gotta clean everything up. Yeah, that's how the K24 looks right now. I put it at top dead center. I made sure I marked everything right away. So I marked the top. It's different than a B series. When the timing cover is on, the arrow down here does not match with the arrows on top. No matter which way I was rotating it, it was not matching unless I'm just tripping out. But once the cover is off, it matches right down there. You see the little triangle right there, triangle right there. On the pump itself, there's a triangle right here and a little notch right there. This chain is going anyways, so it doesn't matter. The pump goes, but we got to make sure we match everything back up the way it was so we don't have any catastrophic issues. But, yeah, we'll clean up real quick. And I guess it would be nice if you guys commented what color I should do the valve cover. I'm really having a hard time deciding. Engine bay is black, has a little bit of that bluish pearl in it. Um, I'm having such a hard time because I do want the engine bay to look good, but the exterior to be like, you know, semi okay. Don't think it's pretty fast. So if you could just picture it in here, maybe a wrinkle red, maybe a gloss yellow, maybe like a powder coated, like a cream color. I'm not too sure what to do. There's so many options. I just want the engine bay to look good, but I don't want the valve cover to be like too much. So before I take off like everything, I'm gonna make sure my new parts get here first, so I could do one part at a time. Um, I know people will get too ahead of themselves and like just start tearing shit apart, and you don't want to do that because your parts get in next week and you forgot where you put half of your shit and how you took everything off. So I started marking everything. I put everything in a Ziploc bag. That's all the timing cover stuff. This is the oil pan bolts. I do have stuff marked like this here too, for the K-Series and the Honda, BMW stuff on top. But yeah, you know, my parts are gonna come in a couple days. So once they do come in, I'll pull the pump off, put the new pump on, new chain, start putting everything back together. And when I'm doing that, I'll just order new mounts. When the mounts arrive, I'll throw the motor in there and go from there.